Hello again, Darren here with another Whitespark Weekly video, bringing you the latest tips and topics in local search to help you increase your Google rankings and drive more customers from local search. In this series, I do short videos that focus on one specific tip or strategy for local SEO. So if you're new here, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and sign up for email updates in the blog post below. All right, so today I want to talk to you about that new services feature that they added to Google My Business. So this allows all kinds of service-based businesses to add a whole menu of different services that they provide right in Google My Business. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So here is, for example, is a pest control company, and in Google My Business, they can add services here. So if you see right here, this is the new section that's been added. There's a services menu. So if I click on that, they have this ability to add different section names and items, the price of that item, and a description. So for example, if I was filling this out for this company, if we look at their services, each of these three columns would be a section. So I'd have like specialist services. I would have inspection. So here, I don't know, specialist services. Go back over here. That's the section name. Item would be, let's see, we've got, drain line services would be one of their items. Put it in there. Give it a price, give it a description. So basically you can fill this out and you can add multiple sections and multiple items and just fill that out. So you can end up with a whole bunch of different content right in Google My Business. So it's a pretty interesting place to add content. So where does it show up in the front end? You might be wondering. On Google Maps, it doesn't really show up. Well, it's not your knowledge panel yet. I assume eventually they will be adding it. So it doesn't show up in the knowledge panel if you add it. So this business here, Elk Springs Resort, they did fill out their services section, and it's not in the knowledge panel. It also doesn't show up on desktop in Google Maps. So if I look at this listing in Google Maps, there's no way to see the different services. Where it does show up is on mobile. So I took some screenshots and I put them in here. You can see this. This is from my mobile device. There's this little link that says menu. It's because they sort of built this services thing off of the same code base that they built the menu feature for restaurants. So right now it's called menu on the front end. So the front end being on mobile apps. You can see it in the mobile Google Maps app, so menu. And then this is what it looks like. So if I click menu, I can see that these are the two categories, so vacation rentals and pool cabin rental, and these are the different items. So that's how it appears on the in the app. So hopefully eventually they're going to bring it to desktop so that you can see this data on desktop as well. So there's been a few other posts about this. Of course, I'm not the first to announce this. I just thought I would bring it to my viewership, my readership. Phil Rosick was one of the first to talk about it. Kevin Getch did a great post about it. Mike Blumenthal has a post about it. So I'll link to those in our blog post down below. So you should check those out too, see some other opinions on this feature. I wanted to show you the official announcement too. So this is how it came out by Google. It says yesterday. I think she updated, but it was April 5th or something, or April 6th. She talks about how they launched in January the new menu editor for the food services industry, and now they're launching a new service for businesses in the health and beauty and service businesses, such as plumbers and florists. So these are the categories that it should show up in. I was wondering about which specific categories, so I kind of went through all of the locations that I had access to. So I looked at lawyers and dentists, hotels, pest control, jewelry stores, marketing agencies, construction equipment suppliers, and insurance agencies. They all had it. So that was interesting. I looked at some listings. So we have auto dealers, we have access to clothing stores, educational supply stores. None of those listings had the ability to add services. And if you look at this official announcement, she says businesses in health and beauty and service businesses such as plumbers and florists. So it's basically service-specific businesses. I noticed internet marketing agencies. I should have had that on the list there. Oh yeah, I do have it. Internet marketing agencies. Funny enough, Whitespark doesn't have it. We did for a split second, and then I ruined it. If you look at the Whitespark listing, we are set as a marketing agency, but we don't have the services thing. It should show up right here. And I think I killed it because there's a trick. If you're not, I'd heard this trick. Dana Di Tommaso told me that if you want to add a menu but you're not a restaurant, you could do it by changing your primary category to be a restaurant. Then you're going to get the feature to add all the menu stuff, and then you just change your category back, and you're going to have the menu stuff on your listing. I thought that was very interesting. So I was just playing around with it and testing it. And I used the Whitespark listing as a guinea pig. But after doing that, and then switching it back, I don't seem to have either. It's like I ruined the ability. So there is a trick. You could probably do the same thing with changing to a category that has services, adding the services, and then changing your category back. But do that at your own risk, because I don't know. I'm worried about that now that I don't have the services thing. I feel like my listing might be problematic now. But anyways, so that's it's a little thing to keep in mind there. But another question I was wondering is, okay, well, let's say we add all these services. Will people be able to edit those services on our own listings? Like, for example, if I go onto this listing, I can see, I could suggest an edit. So this is a popular restaurant in Edmonton called Corso 32. This is their knowledge panel here. I can make changes to their knowledge panel. I can just go suggest an edit, and often, if you're a local guy, those edits go straight through. So if I go suggest an edit, there's a bunch of stuff I can change in here. I can change their phone number, I can change their website, I can make all these suggestions. And it's interesting, I can even make a suggestion for the business description that they provided. But you think you can, but this is interesting. If I click on it, it just says what's wrong with this. I have to describe that it's inappropriate or whatever. It doesn't give users the ability to edit the description. It just lets you complain about it, it seems to me. And so I suspect that with the services, it'll be the same kind of thing, where you can say there's something wrong with it, but you won't be able to directly suggest edits for that. So I think that's a good approach by Google on how to do that. Okay, so the big, huge question you're probably wondering is, will this affect rankings? If you fill out all those services and you add all that content to Google My Business, will you potentially rank better for that content? And so I think maybe that it might be the case. It's a tough one for me because I look at this and I think this is a massive opportunity for keyword stuffing and spamming, and if you're just going to fill out as much information as possible and basically spam the heck out of it so that you might rank better for it. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, well, Google, it probably wouldn't be a good idea for them to leverage this too much for rankings. But case in point here, you might think the same thing about the business name field in Google My Business, but it does get used for rankings, and people have no problem spamming the heck out of it. There's Mike Blumenthal has a whole section of his website dedicated to the Hall of Shame, people that are just spamming the heck out of this, and they do this in order to get better rankings. So it's tough to say. I have some tests going, so I want to test out. I want to take an obscure term that is not really related to the business at all, and see if I can add it to the business in the services section and see if it can have any impact on ranking. So I'm testing that out. I'll let you know how it goes, but I don't know. You have to think about, why is Google adding all of this information, and why are they continuing to push out so many features into Google My Business? I believe that they're doing it because they've always said, and Cindy Crum likes to quote, how Google is trying to be the presentation layer of the internet. They don't want you to have to click onto the website and get the services. They want to provide that immediately. They want to provide it immediately because that allows them to deliver better one results, where it's just like, you're looking for something, here it is. Does this business offer this service? They can answer that now on their Google Home voice command devices, because you now have given that data to them in Google My Business. So it makes a lot of sense that they're adding this. you have to think about how Google is shifting to just be that answer. They want to be able to answer every question, and how, in the future your website might not play as big a role as it does now in converting people. You've got to make sure that your Google My Business listing is fully enhanced and optimized, has all the information it can, because so many people are going to convert right off there. And it's like, if I'm looking for a pest control company and I can get that information right while kind of browsing through Google, then I might not, I might skip through some other ones that don't have the information. So I feel that this is an important field that everyone that has the opportunity to fill it out should fill it out and complete it with as much detail as possible. There may be a ranking benefit, but more importantly, I do think there's going to be a conversion benefit. The more information you can provide customers, the more likely they are to convert. So that's all I have for this week. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.